Hey guys, it's Ed here. Now, I wanted to make this video because a lot of people really need to understand how they can actually get into remote high ticket sales. And a lot of those same people also are wondering if they're actually ready for it or if they're in the position where they can make that pivot into remote high ticket sales successfully. Now, if you've seen my videos already, you know that we talk about helping sales professionals, people like you, go from your current or previous role in sales using your skills and experience as leverage to put you into a new vehicle that lets you earn more, get location, financial, and overall freedom in your life and be paid what you're actually worth being paid. So, what I always really speak about a lot is actually understanding what skills you do need to make that pivot and what skills you don't need. And a lot of this actually does end up coming down to the fact if you've been working in certain roles that have a lot of similarities to remote high ticket sales, you can apply those same skills and that same experience simply into a new vehicle. Then all you really have to do is be able to bridge that gap properly and make sure that you're focusing on the right things and that you're learning the new things that are going to be critical to you making that pivot, and then also being in that new role, actually performing in that as well. So I talk about this all the time because a lot of people think that they have to relearn sales when it's not actually true. Your sales skills and your experience have already taken you so far. You're probably making 80, 100, 120,000, some of you even up to $200,000 a year in your sales roles. But the problem is that you're not actually living the sort of life that you want to live, whether that be you don't get enough time off, you don't get enough holidays, you have to drive a long time to get into the office, you could be earning even more than what you're currently earning. There's a number of factors that actually leave you feeling like that you're selling yourself short, or you're not actually where you want to be. You don't have the life that you know you should have based on your skill set and based on the experience that you've got. So there really is a few key things that I'll be touching on here that are going to be really the 3 or 4 key components to actually successfully pivoting into remote high ticket sales. So the first one, which is extremely obvious and is very overlooked for a lot of people, is are they even fit for sales? Are they even fit for being in remote high ticket sales? Do you want to be sitting in a room like this on a day-to-day basis in your house, able to get on calls every single day and speak with people? If you don't want to do that, then don't go into remote high ticket sales. This is not a side hustle. This is not something that you get to do just for fun on the side. This is a career and this is a commitment that you actually have to make. If this is something you do want to do, then perfect. You get to talk to people for a living. You're going to experience the sort of life that I live, spending time in this office, looking at my computer screen, helping people, which is awesome, but you are talking all day and you're socializing. That means you have to connect with people. You have to listen to their problems. You have to help them overcome those problems. You have to help them have solutions to their problems. So if that's not for you, then don't go into it. Don't go into the space. I don't know how much more simple I can make it. If you don't like what sales will give you in your life and what working in a sales role will give you, do not do it. For the rest of you, you're in the right place, and it is definitely something that you can get a lot of rewarding experiences out of and a lot of actual financial reward from it as well, as you know. So that's the first one. The second one to actually be able to do this successfully is having access to the right vehicle. So when I talk about positioning you in a new vehicle that lets you earn more and have extra freedoms in your life, this simply means roles that you don't currently have the skills to get, or you don't know where to get those roles, you don't know who to speak to get those roles, you don't know how to perform in those roles. So right now you're here, you want to go to here. There's something in the middle here that is preventing you from actually acquiring that new role and being in that new vehicle. Now, more than anything, this is simply skills. It's the skills of being able to know where to find the roles. It's the skills of knowing how to apply for the roles. It's the skills of actually getting the role and then performing in the role as well. It can also be the skill of understanding the business model. It can be the skill of being able to speak to that sort of demographic, the sort of ideal customer profile that this company might have, the one that you're working for. It's all these little minuscule things and these small little components that are actually going to all come together to have you pivot successfully and then be in that role and actually performing in it as well. So being able to do all these little things, that is going to be the key to have you actually doing it successfully. It's just joining the dots together, which again is very much doable. You just need to make sure that you've actually got the access in the first place. You're getting the support and the training and the coaching from the right people as well. That is absolutely critical. And then last of all, it is actually just being able to connect with those individuals in whatever role it is, to whatever customer you're selling to, whatever product you're selling to that individual. You really need to understand them and be able to connect with them on a deeper level. So the third one here is actually being in a situation where you know that you need to improve and letting yourself be coached. Now, this is such an important one because a lot of people think, I'm already good at sales. Why would I need to, why do I need to learn new things? Or why do I need to, understand how to get new roles? Or why do I need to, invest money to even be able to be part of this network or improve my sales skills even more? Now, that can be a very difficult hurdle to actually overcome in your mind, especially when you have proven experience and proven success in remote high ticket sales. You've maybe done $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 of commissions every single month, but that doesn't actually mean that you're able to make the pivot into the space on your own. So the reason I say this is because I'm also guilty of it sometimes, where I think, I already know that I'm successful in certain parts of sales. I already know that. But what I don't know is what I don't know. And if there's a reason that I'm not in the situation that I want to be in, or if I'm not in the role I like, or I'm not living the sort of life that I want to live, everybody's growing into their own certain parts of their life, and nobody's actually living the exact tiny down to the most minute detail sort of life that they actually want to live. A lot of people still have little things they want to improve. I wish I had more time to do this. I want to be able to travel a little bit more, or I want to spend a bit more time with my family or a bit more time with my friends. I wish this was different or that was different. That never ends. And you're always going to have that. So you have to figure out how you can obtain those things and how you can start living that life that you actually want to live. And it all comes down to learning the skills that gets you there. It's the skills of actually knowing how to do it in whatever area that it might be, whether it's your actual sales skills that need to improve, whether it's having the access to the networks, whether it's being able to sell to a certain demographic, whether it's understanding a different business model better that you're actually selling to connect with the individual more. It can be all of those different things. So you need to be coachable to learn those things. There's no way that you're going to do it successfully if you're not willing to learn new things. If you didn't need to learn anything, you would already be in that situation. You would already live the life that you want to live if you knew everything already. So it's accepting that you don't know everything already. I don't know everything. There's a lot of things that I'm not an expert in. There's other things that I am an expert in. So if I use those things that I am an expert in, that I've got the skills and I've got the experience with, I use that in my back pocket and I use that as a tool. And then I understand the things that I'm not quite there yet with, the things that I'm not actually good at, the things I need to improve at, the things that I need to get better at. When I know what these things are and then I make those adjustments and I make those improvements, all of a sudden I get what I want. I get the outcomes that I want because I've figured out how to make it work. So that all comes down to coaching and your ability to actually learn the skills required to be able to get the outcome that you want. So if you do all of these things and you connect the dots properly and you actually put in the time, the commitment, the effort to change things and learn what you need to learn, you will do it successfully. Obviously, if you need that extra level of support and you need somebody to guide you through all of this because you don't want to spend 6 to 12 months trying to figure it out on your own and you want to make this pivot within the next 30 days, I can always help you. That is what I offer. That is what we do at Blue Ocean Closes. We can always help you make that pivot. So if you want the extra level of support, hit the link in the description and you'll be able to go through the process. You can speak with myself or a team member and we'll discuss with you exactly how we can help you make that pivot smoothly and successfully and mitigate as much risk as possible with transitioning from whatever current role you're in and getting into the future of sales, the new remote high ticket sales space with all the latest AI companies, all of the latest innovations and cutting edge businesses in the space. That's exactly what we can help connect you with. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment, like the video and subscribe, and I'll speak to you guys in the next video. Thank you.